Now let's talk about how you go from a truth table to a Karnaugh map. So here I have a 3-variable truth table, and I'm going to fill in my Karnaugh map on the right. I'm going to label these all A, B, and in a moment I'll just talk about why I label it the way I do, but it's sort of standard to call the first cell all knots, and then the second one you make the first variable a knot, and then the second one a knot. I know this seems very strange. The rules are, as you go from one cell to the next cell, you're only allowed to change one thing. So from here to here, the only thing that changed was the B. The B went from a not B to a B. And then to this guy, the only thing that changed was the A. It went from a not A to an A. And then to the last one, the only thing that changed again was the B. And of course, going across this way, the only thing that changed was the C. I went from a not C to a C. So let's fill them in. So this is pretty easy. The first row right here is not A, not B, not C. That refers to this cell right here, which is a 0. The next one is not A, not B, C. Okay, not A, not B, C. That's this guy, also is a 0. Now here I have a 1, which is not A, B, C. Okay, that is not A, B, C. That is a 1. Then the next one is A, not, A, not A, B, C. All right, not A, B, C. That's this guy, and that is a 0, right? That guy was a 0 right there. The next one, I have a 1 to fill in, and it is A, not B, not C. Careful now, it's not this cell, it's not this guy, it's the bottom. And it looks like this one, and that's supposed to be a 1. And the next one after that is also a 1. It looks like A, not B, C, A, not B, C. That's this guy, that's a 1. That's a 0, and that's 0. The last two are zeros, so that is A, B, not C is a 0. And this guy's also a 0. All right, now I'm ready to group them. Well, this is going to be a piece of cake. I'm going to make a group right here. And the name of that group is just A, not B. And I have this guy right here. Now, unfortunately, I cannot group that with anyone. Well, I guess I'm going to have to call that not A, B, not C. I am done. I have simplified this Boolean expression. That is it. All right. Now let's look at a 4-variable Karnaugh map and see if we can fill this in. And again, I'll just go right down the line here. WX, 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 and YZ. If you do enough of these, which I hope you do, you will get used to the pattern. You want to kind of keep the pattern in the same way every time. I make the first cell, everybody is not, and then I not this term, and then not the last term. You'll get used to the pattern. Again, as you go down the line, only one thing's allowed to change. So between here and here, the W changed. And then between here and here, the X changed, right? I went from an X to a not X. Going across is the same way. I'll make that a not, and I'll make that a not. And you'll also get used to the pattern. I'm going to group this in terms of 4s. So it'll just make it a little bit quicker to fill it in. This is cell 0, right? Everybody's a 0. This is cell 1. This is cell 2. This is cell 3. And I could kind of go through one at a time and go, okay, not W, not X, not Y, not Z is a 1. That's this cell. And then I could go not W, not X, not Y, Z. That's this cell, which is also a 1. And then this guy is a not W, not X, Y, not Z. That's this guy. And then this one is not W, not X, Y, not Z, which is this guy's also a 0. But if you do this enough, you'll get used to the pattern. You fill in this cell, that's 0, then 1, then 2, then back over here for 3. And then the next group is going to be 4, 5, jump over here, 6, 7, and then you jump down to the bottom. It's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 is this cell right here. All right, so let's fill them in. So I have a 0, 1, 0, 1, and I'm going to fill that in. A 0, 1, jump over to here, 0, 1. Now I'm up to this group, so that's 0, 1, 0, 0. All right, 0, 1. Oops, wrong place, wrong place. Should have gone to the bottom there, right? 0, 1, 0, 0. This last group, 1, 1, 1, 0, goes up here. So that's 1, 1, 1, 0. And I have filled it in. All right, let's group these guys. This looks a little messy, but I don't think it'll be too bad. So here is a 1. I'll circle that guy with that guy. Maybe I'll use a different color so you can see what's going on. All right. All right, so that's, what's the name of that group? That group is called not W, X, Z. All right. And let's do this one. Oh, that's a big group. I can do a group of 4 there. That's nice. And the name of that group is not Y, Z. And now I guess I have to circle this one. I can only make a group of 2 there. That's all right. The name of that group is not W, not X, and not Y. Notice the smaller the groups, the more letters it takes to name the group. So you want to make your groups as big as possible. All right, so I have this one. Remember you can wrap around. So I'm going to wrap that guy with that guy, and I think I am done. The name of that group is WX and not Z, and that's it. I'm done. I have simplified. Now, if you do this correctly, you will end up with the simplest possible Boolean expression. There is no way to simplify this further. All right, one more example. Finally, let's look at a truth table with don't care conditions. I know we have not talked about this yet, but don't care conditions occur in a circuit if you don't care what happens in a certain case. And we'll get into when that would happen in a real life situation at some point. But for right now, you can just recognize don't care is just an X in your truth table. And what it means is that you can use it if it helps you make the group bigger, but you don't have to. So you know how to label these things by now, I think. So let's see. All right, I'm going to fill them in. You know, I like to group 4 at a time. So I will go 1, 0, 1, X, right? 1, 0, 1, X. And then my next group of 4 is 0, X, X, 1, 0, X, X, 1. And my next group of 4 is 0, 0, 1, X. That's the end of the group. So 0, 0, 1, X. And then my last group, 0, 0, 1, 0. 0, 0, 1, 0. I'm going to circle all my ones. I'm going to make the groups as big as possible. You can use the X's if it helps, but you don't have to circle them. So that is my first group, and everybody they have in common is C, not D. All right. Let's see, what's a next good group? Well, I can circle this one. I can also make that a group of 4. And the name of that group is not A. Again, everything they have in common, not A, C. All right. And then my last group, this one, I know it looks like it's all by himself, but I can actually go off the page. Remember, you're allowed to overlap. And the name of that group is, it's a fairly long name, is not A, not B, not D. And that's it. I have simplified this truth table. All right.